Hey everyone, it's Jenny Garcia, and in this video I'm going to do a remake of an old piece I made 2.5 years ago. As you can see, I sped up the video because otherwise it would take a long time, but one of the main things in lettering is to take your time and go really slow. And for the base, I used one of the brush pens from the Tombow Dual Brush Pen Pastel set. And after you write the whole phrase, you want to work letter by letter and you want to add the color. If you want it to be really vibrant, you want to put the markers directly on the letter. If you want it to be a little more subtle, then put the color in the blending palette and then pick it up from the blending palette and put it on the letter. So I was gonna do a mix of both, but I wasn't liking it, so I dried the right side of the B with my heat gun, and then I put the color on top and moved the color with a watercolor brush. You can also use a water brush, whatever you prefer. It really doesn't make a difference. Just make sure that it's thin enough, that way you don't go out of the lines. And in the first piece I made 2 years ago, I was trying this watercolor technique for the first time, and even though it was good at the time, it looked really messy. And you can go to my Instagram and see the progress, and actually I'm gonna put it at the end so you can see how it looked before and how it looks now. And the reason I chose a lighter color for the base is because you need to build the color on top. If you choose a dark color like black, the colors are not really going to show up. However, if you want to make a part of the lettering lighter, you can put a little bit of water on top and pick up the color with a paper towel like I did. And the good thing about this is that you can keep working on it and you can keep adding colors and moving it. The Tombow Dual Brush Pens are water based, that is why I can do this technique with them. If you're using alcohol markers, this is not going to work. And you want to work letter by letter, that way you don't accidentally smudge your word. And I'm using the Galaxy set to make these colors, but you can pick any other color combination that you want. However, make sure you don't put contrasting colors together, like yellow and purple, orange and blue, red and green, because you could make the colors muddy and brownish. And this is crazy sped up, so make sure that you have patience. This whole video took 2 hours to make, so if this is a technique that you want to try in a day when you don't have much time, maybe try something else. Maybe work on your strokes, maybe work on the sketch for the piece that you actually want to make. And this is how it looks, and this is phase 1. Now you could stop here, but I want to make like a messy galaxy effect, like really marked. So I'm gonna take plain water, make sure it's clean, change your water, and I'm gonna splatter water all over the word. I'm gonna let it rest a few seconds, at least 10 to 15, and then I'm gonna use a paper towel to pick it up. And you can make this until you're happy. You can also add splatters of colors that you can pick up from the blending palette, but I'm just gonna do the plain water and pick up the color, at least this time. And of course, this is a small brush. If you want bigger splatters, use a bigger brush. And the color is going to go out of the lines. That's perfectly fine. If you're not a fan of that, then I suggest you don't do it. But I promise that right now it looks messy, but it's going to look really well, or at least I really like it. It's never a bad idea to try techniques that you're not familiar with or that you wouldn't do otherwise. And after I'm done with the splatters, I'm gonna let it dry, or if you have a heat gun, you can use a heat gun. And I am going to draw stars with the jelly roll pen from Sakura, and I'm also gonna do a few dots with my Posca markers. A lot of people like the Uniball white pen, but I really don't. I haven't had any luck with them. Out of the white pens that I've used, my favorite is the jelly roll pen. And here you can see how it's starting to look already like a little galaxy with the splatters. And now I'm going to start working with the stars. And this first letter, I'm going to do it at 4, the speed, but then I'm going to hurry up because otherwise you're going to be here for a long time. And it's kind of therapeutical to do. Make sure you're like listening to a podcast, an audiobook, or mellow music. And sometimes the white pen can pick up the color from the Tombow dual brush pens, so that's why I have a little scrap of paper. That way I can clean up my pen. And when you're doing the stars, go into those little bursts of colors that went out of the lines. Make sure you get the whole effect. You can also try out this technique with, instead of a white jelly roll pen, maybe you can use like a pastel color, like a green would be really cool. You can even do it with black. If you do black, I would really recommend the Tombow Mono Join pen, the the 0.01. That is my favorite for super tiny details. You can also use the Tombow Mono Twin markers. They have a really fine tip, which is amazing. And as you can see, I start with the jelly roll pen and I do a bunch of stars, and then I add more little dots with the Posca marker. My Posca marker, I believe, is the medium. It's really thick, so if I do the whole effect thing with the Posca markers, it's gonna look like big and bulky and clunky, and I didn't like that, so that's what I'm using it only for a few details. You could also, if you were on the mood or you wanted to clean this up a little bit, and I use quote marks to say clean, you can outline the whole thing with a black pen. But I really like this whole burst out messy look, so it depends on your taste, and you can also skip the splattering steps and just do the stars and then draw the lines, and that will make it look really clean. If you do that, a nice shadow would be nice with a light gray. And I don't really have a method for the stars. I just make sure that there's enough around the whole letter and word. And this is pretty much it. I hope you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I also have a few extra lettering videos. Here are the products that I use: the Posca marker, the Jelly Roll pen, and the Tombow dual brush pens in the Galaxy set. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have my products linked below if you're interested. They're affiliate links. You don't have to use them, but they really help. So thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.